What's up, beautiful people? You're welcome to Live Diary Podcast with Debs and
Fire.
I can't believe I just did that.
Like, I don't know where you got the energy
So
from.
much energy,
really.
right?
Like, you
Can on popsicle.
are on energy today.
Please.
Good.
Energy goddess, Neme.
We know you.
I've taken Odogo bitters.
Wow. Energy goddess with... You
That
allowed me
is
to
the
forget
real.
what I wanted
That
to say,
is the
actually.
real influencer.
Energy goddess that wants the soft life.
Yes, so and that's some parents.
Yes, so that boy is actually the real influencer. I feel like all these celebrity influencers. Eja, Emo Dogu.
What's that?
Dogu na this and that.
It's
What do you
powerful,
mean?
right?
What do you want to say?
Let's come together.
Ejeka Parakbo is a different.
No.
It's come together, but it's another.
Okay.
Ejeka Wana.
No, it's not Ejekawako. You people today.
What put in my Yoruba?
I was with a friend of mine. His office people, right? They wanted to do something. And his colleague they said, wow. Like, you know when you slack somebody. When the person slacks
can you
him,
imagine?
he said that once this person slacks me this like this, there's problem. He now said, abroad, no, they abroad, though. I mean, abroad, no, they abroad. So they were working on, like, it was too funny, my God.
You know, it's so interesting when you can literally read when you can hear someone's voice in their texts.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what adds
I
to the...
I do that with you,
to
though.
the fun. Yes, no.
I do that
Like,
with you.
when you text bro, I'm like, I hear you.
Are you serious?
I hear you say bro. I say
Oh my
well.
God, you guys, what's up? How you guys
Trust you're
doing?
good.
Well, of course, we're pushing this live. We're
We
thankful
have
that life is not pushing us.
Even
But
if life
we-
pushes us, we maintain.
We are pushing it back.
We gallant.
The
We
energy
shall not
life
lose
is
it.
keeping, giving us, we were doubling it. We're tripling
Yes.
it, in fact.
Yes. Because the past couple of weeks, man,
It took.
it's not been funny. And, babes, you want to forget an important event that happened
What was the important event?
some days ago? We turned 2, sis. Look at you.
Honest.
How on earth?
Did I not say that immediately? Because
How?
you guys, I can't
I wanted to
believe that
beat you
Live
to
Diary
it.
podcast
We're
is
2.
To think that, even like all of those bedroom just we said that was what led to this podcast. We still had it before this.
It's so interesting how we
literally.
always have it anyways.
We still had it before. We first of all just they will not say, yeah, family we record.
Wow.
Well, thank you guys so much. Like, it's been a journey. We're not gonna lie. Like, I remember when I listened to the first episode where Deb said, well, today,
Wait, we need to even check if our accent has changed. And we need to do Kumama Papai. We need to have our own Kumama moment. Kumama. Hey, Yahweh.
I beg.
We had some Kumama moments that we cannot even put
Yes,
on video.
Koshidanu. like when I was putting together the video that I posted on Instagram. What's the word? When I listened to some of the things we said, I was like, bro, we've really casted ourselves on this podcast.
We have.
We
have.
Okpo.
And in recent times, God said, I feel like
We've been more vulnerable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to before, because before
But I don't want peace.
you want violence.
I want peace in Jesus.
There's this trend on Instagram when it says that today, choose not to be the bigger person. Choose violence. When they take it low, take it to the floor. It's so funny.
Social media,
Oh my
especially
God.
that Twitter,
I love it.
full of savages.
I love it. But anyways, before we get so deep into our conversations for today, have you guys listened to our last episode? Kilo Shele, what exactly is the problem? If deep down in your heart you said no.
In 3 sentences.
Explain.
Explain. Give your explanation.
Table your matter.
succinctly state
Love it.
why you have not listened to our podcast.
All wrong now.
Oh, wow, very wrong.
Hey, listen, buddy.
See, buddy.
Hey, listen, buddy. I want to record. You are not listening. And if you're also one of those people that you do not share, tell me, how do you expect to be on our Hall of Fame if you are not sharing it to people?
How?
All wrong now.
Wow, very wrong.
Oh, I'm wrong.
We want you to put it where you want to put it.
Yes, put it where you want to put it. You're not supposed to be doing this.
Actually, it's true.
You're not supposed to be doing. Oh, wrong.
Oh, wrong.
We're supposed to find Debs. Oh, wrong now.
I'm sorry
Oh,
for
wrong.
breaching.
It's not funny.
I don't like we drank anything before this podcast.
But
It's
anyways, like regardless, like we're so thankful to the community and we really love you guys. Debs always calls you guys
LDPians,
even
my
though
LDPians.
I haven't really like gotten so used to it. I would rather say the Live Diary podcast community.
That's so long, babes. LDPians, baby.
But well, Debs wants to pull it where she want to pull it, so we might as well
Interesting.
just move on. But thank you guys so much. Like really, like thank you so much. So Debs, have fun now. What you get for me today?
Today we are going to be talking about empathy.
Empathy.
So
And you're Korean.
And
It's empathy. To think that like the backstory of this voice thing that we're talking about is not something we're supposed to be promoting.
But that empathy part
But that's
got
empathy.
us, and it
Oh
never,
my-
it
we
never,
were so,
it
like
stuck.
you know when I like let me digress a bit. You know those women that they're probably in the UK, all those UK aunties when they speak. You know when they bring in that UK accent with some of the Yoruba. That
Yoruba, when they're angry.
I'm on bang. I love to listen to them.
You know, it's when you're angry most times that you utilize your
You
accent.
speak well.
Or you speak well.
You're so eloquent.
More. Oh,
my
wahala.
God.
So,
Yeah,
so yeah. So, you know, given the conversation that has been going on social media about toxic workplaces and toxic bosses, you know, so
I'm not a member of your family.
yeah.
No,
there's this hot gist.
I'm going to Debs is going to give
Should
you.
I give the gist? No.
Yeah, no, she will not give it, but me, I'm gonna give it.
Please give it.
You people. So there's this. See, I'm laughing because, like, I wish I could even explain way more, but
So I hope it will even be funny when you are not saying it without background.
I'm going to look for another thing to replace this thing with. So there's this company, right? So they sacked their account manager, and the account manager. So the account manager, right, left. Did not pay her a salary. So she took the company car with her. She now said was the word. She now said that until you people pay my salary, that's when I'm going to give you people the car and everything. Blah 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 blah. All of these things in between now. So they needed some things. And all of that. This person was like, me, I can't bring it though. Because it is so salary me. Let's be guided. Because you're owing me salary, you're still asking me for a favor. That was that rubbish. So the organ wanted to confirm if the car was still in order. I'm sorry. Because I'm not actually saying like the right positions and everything, but I'm just rephrasing so that we don't cast this company. So that was how was the word. She now decided to send the proof of video that the car is still well. I don't know. I'm going to say this part now.
That's it.
That is going to bang. So
bang.
So let's say the password to open the car. Let's say the car is an electric car. And the password to open the car, you have to say family. She now said, as you can see, this is the car, right? I'm about to open it, family. But you and I can never be family.
No, you didn't say it well. As you can see, the car is in good condition. And, the code still remains family. But you and I can never be family. But we know that you and I can never be family. Never. I can never be family with you.
I actually really wish that we have the opportunity to insert the voice notes of this thing.
Bloody.
You people, it's too funny.
It's very funny.
Like, I don't think I even explained it so well because I've laughed, and it's like as if you've now
killed
the fun.
Now
Right?
You have listeners who are like, okay, they've been waiting.
Do you understand? And this is what it is. Because we're funny. But
we're sorry.
We're sorry, but thinking about this thing, because I was there when I was watching it, and I didn't experience it. Like, I never experienced it. It was a shock. A shock. But anyhow,
and for a place where people used to say, oh, all these organizations that say, oh, we are one family.
That's when you run.
Welcome.
I'm serious. That is actually when you run.
Welcome.
All those companies that say we're a family.
No, family. Are they not family?
Please, my mother is in the house, so let's be guided.
So what do you say that? I know my siblings. My siblings know
me. You people are not my family. Hey, they're family coming.
He choke. So that's actually one of the reasons why we're having this conversation. And then, we saw a tweet that someone was giving a company was giving a profile of the new staff. So alongside the list of competencies, they now said that person is good and he can lead with empathy. And I was like, interesting. Now, empathy is the name of the game,
and it's a new soft skill.
It's not a new soft skill.
It's actually
really
a very important soft
skill that has been long overlooked.
It's very, very important. Like, jokes aside, a lot of people fail to understand it. That's why you see people that don't understand, like, their staff, probably the staff had a miscarriage, and the next thing you are doing is saying, oh, sorry, but can I have this file? Bro.
Like, I had
so inhumane.
I had a long conversation with someone recently on this whole matter. And then he said something that, the Nigerian workspace thrives on oppression.
Sure.
So when
Nigeria generally,
even in, so when the subordinates is when I become a boss, it's like every time you fantasize about yourself being in a bigger position,
you just want to
think of
somebody.
Oppressing other people, and subconsciously it has actually, it's vibes, but it really shows who we are as a people. Press their necks, step on their necks, pepper them. We use these things anyway. Apply pressure, step on their necks, pepper them, do this, do that. Like, it's always like we do these things for oppression's sake. So we would realize that some people, especially when it comes to startup owners, what's that English? We appreciate the fact that, someone could even sit down and say, in this rugged Nigeria, say, oh, you want to start a business, you are coming up with people.
Because it's not easy.
A lot of times they see staff as tools. It's true that, human resource can be dispensable, but when you actually meet skill, in the real sense of it, human resource shouldn't be as dispensable as that. But you have bosses who have this mindset and they treat staff as tools.
Yeah. Like,
not humans, like tools. There is no, you talk to staff like you're talking to robots. Like, they don't have any, milk of kindness running in them. I remember a place I used to work at where I worked with a colleague. She was someone who has been on this show.
Okay.
And then she said when she got home that she has to go and bring out her CV. That, like, even that night too, even me, I was like, I had a TED talk with myself, and I now had to encourage myself again. She, on the other hand, she said when she got home that night, that she had to go and bring out her CV and said, I did this. Okay, so I'm not
You
the
need
person.
to gas yourself up.
Like because the guy spoke, and this guy we worked with then, he used to shout. Like, he can never have that low voiced conversation with you. He's always shouting. And this is someone that's never worked with anybody. He even says it. And this thing, when people say, I had a conversation.
I was going to bring it up.
Yeah,
the whole
you
thing
can.
about you can't work for somebody.
Okay.
It's BS. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I get it, but I feel like you learn more and you learn structuring.
Yeah.
When you work for people. Very
true.
Because that way you know what a company should look like. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like what's especially like if you worked in companies that have existed for a very long time. Let's say you're working in the likes of GT Bank, you're working in the likes of another firm or something. I'm not saying that they don't have their own.
I wanted to say it too. They have their own wahaloks.
But at least like they've been able to build structures to a certain place where you have an idea of what your own company can look like.
Yeah. I get what you're saying about structures, but have you noticed that this conversation of empathy even defies structure? This conversation about toxic workplace actually defies structure because you see organizations that actually have the so-called structure but are still toxic workplaces because they are not leading with empathy. Yeah. And empathy is one of the, should I use the word detoxifiers of a workplace? If you work in a place where empathy leads, it doesn't necessarily say you are not competent because I don't think...
Or you are not even assertive.
Yes, empathy is not to rub the head of incompetence. No. Empathy is to say, I see you and I understand
what's happening.
What was that thing that you talked about? That empathy is knowledge.
Is what's the word? This is my gems. I used to forget.
She dropped a hot gem off air.
That empathy is knowledge or something. Oh my god, I can't remember.
What is it?
So what I said was there was a particular quote that Deb said to me, and I said I actually agree with that. Can you find the quote? I said that I actually agree with that, and why I said so was because at the end of the day, when we look at it, empathy is you being willing to learn. And you being willing to teach.
It was something that had to do with empathy being knowledge. Empathy
and
being
I was
knowledge,
like, because at the end of the day, like, and it's still where humility comes into play. The fact that a cleaner can literally tell you something you probably didn't know. That's what it is.
Yes. I understand the story of startup owners or business owners. Like I said, I think I can also say that I've been privileged, to build a business. True. I have been privileged, but I do not understand where people now think that because you built a business, you now demean those that are working for you and say you will never even amount to this. Like, talking to people like where that like workplace is their final destination. A lot of people are going on to be great. So at the end of the day, I think that empathy is actually a two-way street. Like, it is much needed as a leader than even for the led. So for the led, empathizing that, especially, the way staff to,
he's lonely
do anyhow.
At the top,
He's lonely at the top, actually. He's very lonely at the top. But there's a way that staff do, the way staff too has this apathy too. For company property or company work, staff too should also understand that, like, that's employees should also understand that, this business was built on sweat and tears and everything. Even yes, they should pay my salary, they should
and
do
there's
this.
Even something I want to say,
but there is the need for that.
There's even something I want to say, and what I want to say is a lot of people fail to understand that you don't get it until the shoe fits, right? It doesn't take away the fact that I'm even talking in terms of like you being empathetic towards your bosses, because some of them, they are covering your asses in front of management. Yeah. And they are getting shouted at. You don't know. That's why they always tell people that it's so important to have someone that's fighting for you at the closed doors. Like the place where powers are held. Like, do you understand? Yeah. And they are actually fighting for you that you know what it takes for them to defend you amidst people countering against you. But then you see the person, because the person is grooming you. It's like, you know that stuff we watched, the one of rod sharpening pencil or sharpening wood.
Okay.
That the person is grooming you. Of course, you're going to get hurt in some certain places.
True.
I'm not saying abuse, or let's be guided. But when I mean it's the person, the word is bringing it out of your comfortability.
Comfort zone, yeah.
So, bringing you out of your comfort zone. So in that situation, see, being in comfort zone is sweet, die.
Comfort zone is
sweet.
Very predictable.
It's sweet,
very
die.
routine.
But when you have somebody that literally pushes you out of your comfort zone, it's not easy, but you'll be thankful.
Yeah.
But please, like I said earlier, somebody pushing out of your comfort zone, oh yeah, to see abuse, oh, let's be guided.
Yeah.
Because you should recognize when somebody's doing that and when someone is doing the other one.
True.
So in that type of situation, like, I've learned something, that some people are too comfortable in their mess. You know, when you say that you're in the toilet and you're pooing, at times you get comfortable with the smell. That it's only when somebody enters the person is like, oh, more. Do you understand?
Yeah. Like, why are you comfortable in this
and that's
place?
what happens with a lot of people. Some people, they like to be led. Like, they like to be pushed to do certain things. But this doesn't mean that you should be abused verbally, emotionally, physically. That you're wrong, girl. So I think I'm just in that place of it's a balance, really.
Okay.
It's a balance.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, empathy, as in, it has to be two ways. And I think that there should be guidelines, because I feel like a lot of people these days, want to expect that their empathy should be shown towards laziness. No, empathy cannot be shown towards laziness except if that person, there is a decline. There is a decline. So one of the things about a boss is that when you lead with empathy, it actually helps you to graph the productivity of your team, of the organization, and it will help you see when your team's productivity is on a decline. Then empathy is actually, it comes with a lot of listening, and I understand that it's very easier said than done. Even me, listening, I used to think that, I listen until, recently too, I got a schooling in terms that, I talk too much and everything, and I don't give too much room for people to listen. So, that is feedback. So a lot of times, listening is intentional. Yeah. Empathy calls for a lot of intentionality. And as a boss, is a skill everyone should have. A boss and then the led. Because when you're an employee, you are going to become an employer one day, or you're going to be in the position of leadership if you aspire to be better at your job. There's no how. There are some people who didn't start out being ambitious, but they just wanted to be
very diligent.
Like, whatever you tell me to do, I will do it. And that's what makes them, that's what leaders are looking for, that, okay, this guy is competent. So empathy is not to rub the head of incompetence, like I said earlier, but it helps with productivity. And it's just like vulnerability. The way they used to say, or they used to think that, silence, or, there are some virtues, there are some values that people think is softness. Like, as a boss, when you shout at them, they know you are angry. You can be empathetic and still be assertive.
Yeah.
You would nicely tell someone who is burning out.
Across.
Yes, because as an empathetic boss, you are like, okay, I know how you feel. You can even say, today, if you see that someone who used to deliver optimally is not delivering, what's going on? This, I really feel for you and everything. Do you know what? Close early. Let me allow you close early for this part of the week, so you are giving that person an opportunity to double up. And there are times when, as a boss, you're like, okay, this one is getting too much load. and you are helping, you are delegating stuff, and you are listening. People are going through stuff, and we talked about it recently about fatherhood, like that as adults people are juggling different balls. They are juggling the marriage ball, they are juggling the child, motherhood, fatherhood ball. They are juggling. People are wearing
their
different
own
caps,
personal lives.
and then they come in the morning, and then they also want to, after leaving Lagos traffic, we're eating Lagos as our what do you call
Which
it,
is
sample.
why you would even see some bosses
This thing.
like very disappointed when you don't take initiative, because in their heads they're like, we've given you, like, we've trusted you enough to do something like this.
Okay.
The least you can do is take initiative.
Yeah. So if you are really, like, I agree with you, and I feel that empathy breeds a subordinate taking initiative. It is when someone does not take initiative, like I said, I will empathetically sack you if after you have been shown the necessary
grace.
This thing, grace, yeah, that's the word, grace, and then you are still not productive, bro. Sis, you will be empathetically sacked. So it doesn't take away assertiveness. It doesn't take away that you are displeased, but you are like saying, oh, I know you are going through your stuff, but you need to double up. It's different from you're not the first person to happen to. People go through stuff. People have families suffering. I told you now, a colleague lost her mom right at the office. It was up until then that I got to know that from work, she would literally go to the hospital. She would literally go to the hospital to be by her mom. And this was someone who used to show, she still does. She shows up at work, banting, giving us just like disturbing our lives literally, and we love her for that. But it really struck me that she was going through stuff like that. So imagine that she's not shown grace. It just made me, it goes back to that place. They used to say it about Twitter. When someone important dies or they say something they are going to, and say, be kind. You don't know what people are going through.
But you people will
a few minutes later, violence everywhere. Kindness out of the window. Man, it's just rugged out there.
Honestly.
But really.
And it's easier said than done.
It's easier said than done, no doubt.
Like, it's actually easier said than done.
But this crisis that happened is just to bring everyone back to that place that, yes, we know that to build requires competence, but it will never thrive without empathy. Even a place where you have high flyers, if you're not empathetic in your policies or in your behavior, is easier said. And I also know, like you've experienced in recent times, I also know that the view changes as a subordinate when you now become a boss. And that's why even as a subordinate or as a team player or a team member, I also empathize with a team lead, when they are going through stuff and everything, or when you see that, this person is going through and they even shout. A part of me like, and need to are frustrated. So I think it's still something that happens on both ends. And empathy is not to condone bad behavior. Please, let's be guided. It's never to condone bad behavior. And that quote that we were trying to remember, you remember?
The highest form of knowledge is empathy.
Because when they used to say, like, how can you know me and still do me bad?
Yeah.
The highest form of empathy is like, I know this person. Okay, I'm going to, relate in grace. It goes without saying, man. It goes without saying. So, do you have any other thing, babes?
I don't think so. What I shall know is that, and I'm going to say this to everybody, do your best, that even in situations where you begin to call out people that have abused you verbally and everything, for sure that you gave your best on that job.
True.
You gave your best. So I'm not saying that those that don't give their best, you should be abused. Let's be guided.
That's what we're saying, that you'll be empathetically sacked, because apart from this whole empathy conversation, a lot of people are incompetent.
Yes. And it stems from our education system.
Yeah. A lot of people are
not
incompetent.
gonna lie. Because a lot of people that are very good, they probably had to involve themselves in a lot of things. Or even had to learn. They had to take that step to learn on their own and really improve. That personal development. And you will rarely find it in people.
True.
Yeah, this is something that we even say, where I work.
Okay.
Where my boss always says is that you would always find people that don't know anything, when you offer them
A job
that okay, just come in for this period, learn on the job. While, like, we'll give you stipends.
Okay.
Learn on the job. After you've learned and we've seen how dedicated you are in doing this, so amount of money will be remitted to you and everything.
Yeah.
They will say no. That they don't want.
And people want the fast, now.
Yeah.
The goal is to retire at 25.
Yes, but me, I'm not also after you call somebody in 10. You treat them like full-time staff. Let's be guided.
It's a two-way street.
See, and that's something that I love these people used to do. You call somebody in 10. You are bringing them for internship.
People don't see. Let me tell you, a lot of bosses use intern as cheap labor. So they all in the name of we are teaching you.
Wrong now.
They use it to say we are teaching you.
Wrong now.
We are teaching you.
At least even pay them well. Like, pay them. Let it be fair, bro. Like, let it be fair. My God, Eburo.
She said Eburo.
I'm serious, Eburo. Well, it's well, Sha. Yeah, so I think like that's just basically it. Like me personally, I don't think I've necessarily experienced like a very toxic workplace. Have I? Like I've always had the way of dealing with people.
I think toxic workplaces now also breed cooperative employees. Like employees now gather and form trauma centers for themselves, because when you are going through stuff, like a lot of people bond. Let me tell you, I realize that a lot of staff bonding or colleague bonding
is based on traumas.
It happens on traumas at workplaces.
I
like
agree.
You just need oxygen or more. When you say that, when you and your colleagues see each other, I say more. It's just interesting. And when there is a lot of something, when there is a lot of toxicity, like the past week has just shown us that, yes, even if people are not competent, a lot of workplaces are very toxic.
Yeah.
And that needs to be dealt with.
Yes.
It needs to be dealt with. And competency should never be
and that thing that you're saying
ignored.
About
also.
That toxicity, it lies, I don't know, I think it's this country.
It's a cultural thing. It's inherent in the fabric of the society.
Like there are times I do certain things. I used to ask myself that, Fayosola, what made you do it? Like, because I think about the fact that this doesn't make sense. Like, why are you behaving like you're from the ghetto? And it's not even coming. When I mean the ghetto, like I don't mean like the actual ghetto. Like I mean that's the internet ghetto, right?
Okay.
And I just think about it, and I'm like, this is rubbish behavior. And you just think about it because it's just what you see around, like. Mm-hmm. And we are fast learners. I saw this video of where they were showing a child. They gave a child, an 11-month-old child, a brush.
Okay.
And then they gave the child the brush. He used it to brush his hair. Okay. They gave the child the socks.
And he wore it.
He wanted to wear it.
Interesting.
And it just showed us that
how they pick up cues. Children especially.
Bro!
How they pick up cues.
And that's why I say that there are sometimes we do certain things, right? That at times you ask yourself, why did I just run this red light? Do you understand? That why did I just run it? Everybody's doing it.
Everyone is doing it. That's the name of this.
Do you understand? Everybody's doing it, and we expect the country to grow. It's the same thing. You want to cross the road. There's pedestrian bridge.
Bringing forward the conversation I had.
There's express. And you are like, people are crossing the express. Let me join them. And we're still the same people criticizing our leaders. I'm not saying that we're perfect. I'm not even saying that me I'm perfect. Like, we all have hand in this thing. Lani hand. Remember that guy that went to go and cross express in Dubai? And they took him to mental facility. Because that he wanted to kill himself. But Baba... because they couldn't understand it.
Why you will cross a highway?
And that is a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But in our own culture, it is normal.
It's normal. You are smart. You are seen as a smart person.
Rather than you denying yourself.
When you cut corners, you are seen as smart.
So you people, I think she just even rounded it up for me, because I think I've already said what I want to say. That we need to consciously always correct ourselves when we do certain things that we know that are wrong. Like you need to instill the way you see some people just dispose stuff on the road, and later we're trying to save the planet.
See, no, the one where I lost hope, babes, where I lost hope, literally, was when I saw a Loma woman finish, like she was right in her Loma uniform.
Okay.
She finished drinking water. Okay. It looks like maybe she had closed her shift.
Okay.
And Mama drank water and threw it on the floor.
Can you see?
And I just said, the end.
Can you see?
I just said, the end. Like, this is someone who cleans the highway.
Can you see?
Literally, as in she was still wearing the whole regalia, but it looks like she had finished her shift.
Can you see?
And Mama drank water and she threw it on the floor. And in my head, I was like, you don't finish. In my head, I was like, no way.
Like even these things, like as little, like the time say as little. When we even look at things like the old oppression thing and everything, it stems from different cultural fits, different cultural areas that we found ourselves. Whether it's a club, it's a group, it's school. Don't even let us get into secondary schools. The fact that you want to be a prefect so that you can send people on errands, like you get
motives.
What is like
motives at the bottom of ambition?
And if we're being honest, in Nigeria, we're driven by motives.
Yeah, as in at the bottom of it, yeah, we're ambitious, but when you check our motive, it's pepper them.
That is what
a lot of people. Pepper them is the motive.
That is what it is.
Not because you want to live a peaceful life. There is hardly a Nigerian who has, well, don't let me put a blanket over it.
I want to
but a lot of Nigerians are loud.
Yes, and that's why you see people that are driving. Why are you carrying petrol? Did you steal? No, I want to know. Are you? Did they call you high security? What's that thing? Is that a security member or something? There's this thing, high risk
member of the public or something. No, high net worth individual.
No, high risk security or something where like that person can be attacked by anybody or anything. Did you show Jali? Like, do you understand? Like, why are you afraid? I get it. Someone once told me, someone once told me, if you can't beat them, join them. Because of patrol.
That's no news.
Patrol.
And you see patrol, people will literally join that queue to be forming like they are part of the entourage.
Why? So, I think it really just stems from it's a lot of things we've seen around us, and these are things it's not intentional. It's very unconscious.
It's intentional as it is unconscious. Like before something goes into your subconscious, it is learnt.
Sure.
It is learnt, or it has been ingrained in us in an indirect way. So it is until we begin to question what's the reason for your ambition, what's the reason for your wealth, because our Western counterparts. So now you will see a lot of our elites where they even used to, like someone will call them turtleneck gang. They will be forming, conservative. They will be wearing turtleneck and slacks and joggers, as if it's by that. There is now, because of the Mark Zuckerbergs and the tech bros, but it has still not brought down the ability of pepper them.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, when you still meet them, they are still haughty. They still don't have that grace. So you will see that everything we still try to learn everything we still try to learn. Everything we still try to learn is what you call that thing? What do you call that veneer?
Maxed up.
No, there's this cosmetic. If I've not gotten that word, but it's cosmetic. So we want to look the part, but we don't want to ingrain the part. Like you say, you dress simple, you wear joggers, you wear slacks and everything, but you are still every inch that pepper them person. Yeah. Do you understand? It's not that you want to live a quiet life. Yes, a lot of us don't want to live quiet lives. Like, we don't want to have money and live quiet lives. And that's the bane of Western people. They don't want to. You will see someone who is in the train with another person who is not so privileged, but they are not denied the access of walking up to that person to say, hi. And so that's what I'm saying, that you will see our own chairman and say, oh, you are living in the neighborhood, but there's still that haughtiness there. So it will still let you know that yes, we can dress the part, look like don't dress hide this thing, wear slacks, and you say, oh, that's the CEO of so. Yimu, until we become it.
That's
we can wear turtleneck
really
and everything, and we'll not have it. So like you said, yes, you can wear turtleneck and look simple and humble. But if you are not it, you are not it.
You are really not it.
You are not
but
it,
yes,
man.
That's my own extra rant as regards this, because like we're all guilty of it one way or the other, really. Like we're actually all guilty of it one way or the other, but we move.
As usual, we're not exonerating ourselves. We're also affected, and we seek to be better every day, especially in this whole empathy conversation.
And sympathy. I'm sorry, people. I think I'm gonna look for the video and like insert like part of it here.
I can't explain.
And sympathy.
I know fit shall I.
I don't even know how I'm feeling right now. It's a meme now. I can't even explain how I'm feeling right now. Okay, so that's what you have for us today. Yeah,
we're going to
I
the
thought you were about to
scriptures.
say wow.
I wanted to say we are. Sorry, I'm actually nice today. I'm not.
Wow.
You want me to start it inside for you?
Get. Oh yeah, talk. Mare. Kala. What's wrong with us today?
Naija vibes. We run on vibes. So,
but you knew that.
Fire, can I have my word in peace? Everybody can see that Fire is a hyper one tonight too. So we're taking our scriptures from our parting word from Hebrews 4:15a. It says that, for we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses. That's it. That's what 15a says. And if the high priest himself, Jesus, empathizes with people, how much more?
Bye. You got it. You got it.
How much more you that have been created.
And bro, this thing, like, we can all relate.
We can all relate,
not perfect.
Man. We can all relate. And if you are conscious enough, you know where you slept to. And because a lot of times your mind will say, I shouldn't have shouted at her. Mm-hmm. And then the empathy with you will actually seek to apologize.
It happened to me yesterday now. And what did we do? We moved on. What to man. You use it for your next program.
Use it for your next program. SMH. So if we can, call on people. Another thing that even as a person, like when I'm cranky and someone is talking to me, I'm like, oh, can we have this conversation like later? Because I'm not in the mood for it now. Except if it's now something urgent, like wait, artist sorrow. Yeah. Till we meet you on the next episode.
Yes, guys.
Stay jiggy.
Stay blessed.
And please share the episode with your friends and loved ones.
If you have anything to add to this episode, like a comment.
Your feedback.
Hey, you guys are not.
Empathy.
Breathe
We know you're busy.
Breathe out.
We know you're busy people. But you can use our podcast, to relax on a Saturday,
and to also
on a Friday,
If you have that colleague that isn't doing so well, you can send them one of our episodes.
Yeah.
I'm sure we might have spoken about something related to that.
Fire is trying so well to be empathetic.
Yeah, keep it calm, nervesy. Use this episode to calm your nerves.
That's true. That means you can use our episode as a gift.
Exactly.
So So to speak, we need to say, gift your loved ones with our episodes.
Glory. Hallelujah. I'm gonna work on that. We gotta post that on our Instagram.
Use our podcasts as episodes, as gifts.
As a gift
our
to your
episodes
colleagues.
as gifts to your colleagues, your friends,
Mwah.
your loved
More
ones.
love.
Ungba, baby girl.
Ungba.
Ungba.
Hey,
Till we cross paths with you once again.
Bye. It go be.